Okay, so if you're an American or if you're Canadian and you've been paying attention to the immigration fiasco that's been going on for the last almost 4 years now, open borders, well, you'll realize that Canada has also had open borders, especially if you're a Canadian citizen, especially if you live where I live in the part of Canada where the most immigrations happen. So this story should come as a little bit of relief, maybe, for you. This is Reuters, so I'm like in the middle with Reuters. I think they're a bit of dog shit, but sometimes they're okay. Let's see what they have to say about this. Canada pulls refugee welcome mat, launches ads warning asylum claims hard. So once presenting itself as one of the world's most welcoming countries to refugees and immigrants, Canada is launching a global online ad campaign cautioning asylum seekers that making a claim is hard. Excuse me, a $250,000 $250,000 in Canadian dollars, so 178,000 US, just a pittance. And advertisements will run through March in 11 languages, including Spanish, Urdu, Ukrainian, Hindi, and Tamil. Tamil, I don't even know what that is or where that is. The Immigration Department told Reuters they are part of a broader shift in tone by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's unpopular government on immigration in an effort to clamp down on refugee claims. Oh, wow. That's so cool that you're doing that. Trust Justin Trudeau, our idiot prime minister, just ahead of an election. It's funny how he's doing all this shit now that he could have been doing, years ago, but decides now with an election coming and his popularity completely in the toilet, he's going to start changing some policies. Fucking prick. Guy's such a douche. It's probably the worst prime minister we've ever had. And now he's just a crook. He's just an idiot crook. Anyways, all right, let me continue to read on before I get even madder. Sorry, this one's a little bit personal to me. Migrants have been blamed for high housing prices, although some experts argue this is a simplistic explanation, and polls show a growing number of Canadians think the country admits too many newcomers. Well, duh. The 4-month campaign is budgeted to cost a third of the total spend on similar advertisements over the previous 7 years. Search queries such as how to claim asylum in Canada and Refugee Canada will prompt sponsored content titled Canada's Asylum System, Asylum Facts, the ministry said. Claiming asylum in Canada is not easy. There are strict guidelines to qualify. Find out what you need to know before you make a life-changing decision, one ad reads. Canada has long been seen as a welcoming place for newcomers. Now its leaders are slashing immigration and trying to get temporary residents to leave and to prevent people fleeing U.S. President-elect Donald Trump from claiming asylum. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada is working to combat the spread of misinformation and disinformation. I hate those two terms, by the way, about Canada's immigration system and to highlight the risks of working with unauthorized representatives, a department spokesperson wrote in an email. Maybe an uphill battle, Canada's refugee system faces a 260,000 case backlog. Holy shit. Amid growing global displacement, the government has little control over who claims asylum. Its immigration minister has hinted at fast-tracking claims deemed unlikely to succeed. The government is hoping millions of people will leave the country on their own when their visas expire. Yeah, good luck. And the immigration minister has threatened to deport them if they do not. Good luck catching them. It is a dramatic about-face for a government that for years set out the welcome mat. In January 2017, when Trump took office, Trudeau tweeted, "To those fleeing persecution, terror, and war, Canadians will welcome you. Regardless of your faith, diversity is our strength. Hashtag welcome to Canada." On November 17, nearly 8 years later, Trudeau published a video promoting his government's immigration policies, calling out bad actors who have been exploiting our immigration system for their own interests. Last month, the Liberal government, trailing in polls, announced it's slashing permanent and temporary immigration. The population is projected to shrink slightly for 2 years. Well, it should, because it blew up for the last 4 or more. Ad campaigns to counter misinformation on how to apply for asylum could be useful, said University of Ottawa law professor and immigration expert Jamie Chai Yung Liu. Helpful. On the other hand, if you're saying you're not welcome, it does seem contrary to Canada's approach in the past. Okay, anyways. Well, you know what? The new Canada says, hey, we're full for now. Fuck off. Like, the problem with quick immigration, with these idiots, these short-sighted knob goblins don't realize, is that you can't jam a whole ton of people in an area quickly. Infrastructure doesn't match. So the highways get clogged up. The housing market gets completely destroyed because you got all these people looking for housing. So it just drives up the demand, and the supply isn't there. There's a whole number of reasons. We've talked about it before on the podcast, but this is a nightmare. And it's irritating to me that this comes ahead of an election year where they're completely unpopular. They're probably going to lose. And Trudeau, hopefully, if there is a God, will get ousted as the leader of the Liberal Party in a no confidence vote, and we'll just get some other nugget on the Liberal front. It'll probably be the same. Basically, you'll be looking at the same thing that happened in the States, only in Canada. You'll have a quick replacement of the party leader for the Liberals, and it'll go just as bad as it went in the States. So I wish you luck, Liberal Party, because you're a dumpster fire, and Trudeau is a turd.